Today I've been comparing the Skullcandy Indy wireless earbuds to the Apple AirPods. Hi everybody, James at Black Tech coming here. If you guys like tech news and tech reviews, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell to catch notifications for further videos. Now, the one thing I will say about the Skullcandy Indy wireless earbuds is I do like that matte black look. Has a nice little finish to it. I'm not a big fan of the white color you see on the Apple AirPods, but the black look is kind of like the color I would go to. Now, if you do like white, there is a white variant of these you can actually pick up on the Skullcandy store or Best Buy or pretty much wherever you go to shop for tech. So they do have it in both colors, where with the Apple AirPods, you pretty much are just stuck with just white. Now, you will actually notice 3 LED lights right there. It lets you know that the case is fully charged. You'll notice a red light right there while the earbuds are charging. When they're fully charged, the light will go off. As you can see on this one right here, is fully charged. Now with the Apple AirPods, all you get is a little LED light right in here that lets you know when they're charging and when it's fully charged. You don't really have any LED lights in the front unless you have the wireless charging case that came out with the Apple AirPods 2. That's pretty much it. You don't really have anything on the front, where I like that with this one. With the Skullcandies, you could only use if you want to use one earbud by itself, you could only use the right earbud while the left one's in the charger. If you try using the left one while the right one's in the charger, it will not connect. It won't work. With the Apple AirPods, if you're using the right one here, say if you're using the right one here, and you're listening to music and the battery's going low on that AirPod, all you do is pop this one back in, take the left one out, put it in your ear, and you're good to go. Now, one thing I will say that is kind of bugs me about this is I'm not a huge fan of the rubber tips here you see on Skullcandy Indies, because when you put these in your ear, you definitely know something is in your ear. When you're wearing the Apple AirPods, you don't really feel any kind of weight or anything or any kind of pressure in your ear. With the rubber tip there and that hook that hooks in your ear, you definitely feel the pressure of something being in your ear. Now, to some people it bothers them, some people it doesn't. To me, it's not preferred. I wouldn't say it really bothers me, but if I had to pick my pick, I would pick the Apple AirPods. Now, in terms of battery life goes, these generally get about the same amount of battery life. So the AirPods mixed with the case, along with the Skullcandy Indies with their case, you'll get roughly around the same amount of battery life. Now, the weight is about the same. You would think with this case being bigger, this actually weigh more. I find that they pretty much feel about the same in the hand. The Skullcandy Indy case definitely feels like to me, it feels like it's just cheap plastic in my opinion. It doesn't really feel like it's sturdy. Like, I feel like I could break this thing if I drop it, where with my Apple AirPods, I've dropped them plenty of times, and with the exception of some dings and scratches there, it's pretty much in good shape. There really isn't, the hinge still works fine, everything like that. Now with the Skullcandy Indies, you still get the same magnetic clasp. It's not as snappy because with the Apple AirPods, you'll notice on the back you get a metal hinge right there, where with the Skullcandy Indies, it's all plastic right here. So everything in here is just plastic, which is not bad, but it just kind of feels cheap. Now, when it comes to charging, you actually have the lightning port on the bottom of the Apple AirPods, or you can use wireless charging if you have the wireless charging case. So if you have an iPod, an iPhone, an iPad, the same charger that goes with that should be able to work on your AirPods as well. If you want to be able to use the wireless charging feature, but not actually fork out the extra money for a wireless charging case directly from Apple, you could use this right here. It is a wireless charging case that you just snap onto your Apple AirPods, and you pretty much have the same functionality you would get if you spent 80 bucks on the wireless charging case directly from Apple. Now for the Skullcandy Indy, you'll find that it uses the same charging port you'll find on most Android devices out there, which isn't bad. I personally don't like it though, because I kind of find that charging cable actually ends up breaking pretty easily. I kind of prefer the lightning cable in my opinion to that. Now, when it comes to sound, I will say I will give the edge to the Skullcandy Indy wireless earbuds. They sound phenomenal on here. Now, because you get that more isolated sound going on, you can't hear much of your environment. You can definitely hear a lot more of the lows, and the bass on here is amazing. The bass, honestly, I did not expect to hear as much bass on the Skullcandy Indies as I did here. Where with the Apple AirPods, you don't get a lot of bass really. You get maybe a small amount. You can hear, and you can definitely hear a lot more of your surroundings. So if you're in a noisy environment, you'll definitely need to turn these up in order to cancel out. Whereas with these, you want to turn them up as loud, and you pretty much could hear these pretty much even in a pretty noisy environment, which is not bad in my opinion. These are great as far as sound goes. And because of the ear hooks, they will stay in your ears a little better. I know some people have issues with the Apple AirPods, and basically being able to get that right fit for their ears. They will fit most people, but I know some people have that issue. I would definitely recommend the Skullcandy Indies for people who have issues with the Apple AirPods fitting in your ear. So now when it comes to price, these actually retail for about $160 with the regular case. If you get the wireless charging case for them, they are $200. But as for the Skullcandy Indy wireless earbuds, these are definitely the budget alternative to the Apple AirPods at only $80. Now, I will say this though, if you are on an iPhone, I would definitely recommend the Apple AirPods. So you could just kind of take them out, they sync with your device seamlessly, and you just pop them in out of your ears. You have the play pause feature. Now with the Skullcandy Indies, you can actually pair them the same way you pair any other Bluetooth headphones. But the added functionality to these, I will say that these also do have over the Apple AirPods. You can play and pause, higher and lower the volume, and also skip tracks and skip forward and backward with tracks, which that is something you don't really get to do with these. With these, you pretty much like assign one of them to activating Siri, while you can set the other one for playing and pausing, and that's pretty much it. You don't really have that added functionality of higher and lowering the volume, whereas with these, you do have that functionality. Now, one thing I almost forgot to mention actually in this video, one thing you can do with the Apple AirPods that you cannot do with the Skullcandy Indies is that if you lose them, you can actually use your Find My iPhone feature to actually find your Apple AirPods. Even if you lose the right one or the left one, you can easily find it no problem. With the Skullcandy Indies, you do not have that feature. Phone calls, they actually do sound a lot better. When I tested it out, actually, my wife told me that actually I sounded like I was very, very far away on the Skullcandy Indies, whereas with the Apple AirPods, I sounded pretty clear and no issues at all. When it comes to phone calls, I would definitely recommend the Apple AirPods over the Skullcandy Indies any day. When it comes to listening to music and stuff like that, definitely the Skullcandy Indies went on that department. So if you guys don't really care about the Apple ecosystem and it doesn't really matter to you, or if you have an Android device, I would actually go with the Skullcandy Indy wireless earbuds. These are great. They may not be for everybody though, because like I said before, you can definitely feel like something is in your ear. If you like something you don't really notice is there and you can kind of just pop in your ear. And definitely if you're in the Apple ecosystem, I would definitely recommend the Apple AirPods. These are great. Honestly, ever since getting them, I have not regretted day one since actually having the Apple AirPods. These are the first gen, mind you. The second generation Apple AirPods pretty much sound pretty similar to this. There really isn't much of a difference in sound quality between the first gen and second gen. So honestly, it doesn't really matter which one you pick up. I think that the sound quality, with the exception of this like faster pairing and having the wireless charging case, and even if you do have the first gen Apple AirPods, you can get the wireless charging case by itself just to throw your first gen ones in there. But that's pretty much my take on it. I would rather go with the Apple AirPods, in my personal opinion, over the Skullcandy wireless earbuds. Let me know in the comment section below, would you guys rather have the Apple AirPods or the Skullcandy Indies? I would love to know what you guys think, and if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, you can hit that picture of me up in the top corner there. If you guys want to catch any further videos, you can click one of these two ones right here, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time.